Hi, it's Jen Bourikas, broker with Century 21 Miller. This is part one of a three-part series on the questions sellers should ask the agents that they may be interviewing to list their home with. Today, I'd like to talk about how your home gets listed, specifically how your home gets listed in relation to Realtor.ca. Once your home is listed, it appears on Realtor.ca, which is great. It will reach the public directly. For example, let's say you have a home in Oakville to sell. What you don't see as a seller on the realtor end is that realtors have access to listings through their local boards and don't necessarily rely on Realtor.ca for updates on new properties. In order to broaden the audience we reach with your property, not only do I list your property on the Oakville, Milton and District Real Estate Board, but I'm also a member of the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, and I will list your property there as well. With OMDREB, or the Oakville Board, being a part of a larger group of real estate boards, your property will reach agents from Niagara Falls, west to Kitchener-Waterloo, and north to Barrie approximately, once it's listed with my local board. And listing also on the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board means that we will also reach over 55,000 realtors who are members of that board. This is the kind of service I offer my clients. The point I'm trying to drive to is that when you pick your agent and who you'd like to work with, it's key to ask how your home gets listed. If you miss listing your Oakville property on the local board, local realtors miss an opportunity to show your home to a potential buyer. And why would you want to miss a potential buyer? This is why it's key to ask the right questions of the agents you interview. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. Thanks and have an amazing day. This is part two of a three-part series on questions sellers should ask the agents they are interviewing when considering who to list their home with. Prior to arriving at our meeting, one of the items I prepare to review with my clients is a comparative market analysis, or a CMA. Basically, it's the baseline we will use to arrive at your list price. The CMA results in a range of value for your home, which leads me to the question sellers should ask when interviewing. Not what should we be listing our home at, but rather, how did you arrive at the list price that you are recommending? You know, this kind of brings me back to memories of school, like when your math teacher asked you to show your work in order to come up with the answer that you presented. So let me go into details that I use to prep these CMA. First off, the CMA will be a summary of recent sold comparable homes, those terminated from being listed, and those currently active on the market. Adjustments for key differences between your home and the recent sales, terminations, and active listings include style of home, bedrooms, square footage, lot size, schools, bathrooms, and finished basement. We also adjust for other items such as location and proximity to highways, amenities, and major roads, more specifically to noise. If the agent you are interviewing doesn't go into details like these, they are simply not justifying the list price correctly. Perhaps they're inflating the numbers in order to secure your business, which generally sees your home sitting on the market unnecessarily for a period of time, or they're simply just inexperienced. Doing your due diligence in choosing your agent should include this important question in the interviewing process. This is part three of a three-part series on questions sellers should ask the agents they are interviewing when considering who to list their home with. So, I've highlighted a couple of questions so far. Let's review. The first question was how your home will get listed with me in relation to Realtor.ca. Second question was, how did you arrive at the list price you are recommending? Now, I realize there are a number of important questions to ask in the interview process, but to me, number three is key, and it's how will you market my home? I compare this to throwing a net out to catch fish. The larger the net, the larger the chance you'll catch more fish. So the larger the audience we target, the larger the chance is that we catch more potential buyers. In order to consider the answer, we have to consider your property, of course. For example, The approach I use to target buyers for a home that may need work will differ from the approach I use to target buyers for a move-in ready condition home. The same works with demographics. How I market to young millennials differs from Zoomers looking to smart size or downsize. While my services include, but is not limited to, MLS, staging, photos, video, advertising across numerous social media platforms, and incorporating emotion and creating a story when I prepare the ad copy, I highlight top selling features of your home and use those as selling points. Buyers buy with emotion. I like to create and build stories across the different platforms to help buyers visualize themselves living in your home. I hope you found these questions insightful and an aid in what you should ask in the interview process. Happy to have a conversation. Call me today for further info.